Good morning.
Hi,
How are you?
I'm okay.
Okay, I'm glad you came back to see me today. So, you okay?
I'm all right.
Okay. So we always do a mood check.
Mm-hmm.
You remember from our last time? I just like to check in and kind of see where you were last week, and we're also gonna kind of check in and see where you are today.
Okay.
So last week, on a scale of 1 to 10, with 10 being out the roof, not so good, and 1 being I was feeling pretty good.
Mm-hmm.
How was your week overall last week?
Um, I don't know. I'll probably say a 7 or an 8.
Okay. We'll talk more about that. That's kind of see where you was
I
at.
really need to talk about that.
Okay, because that's
Yeah.
kind of high. Okay. So tell me a little bit how you feeling now on that same scale.
I'm actually a little less anxious because I'm here
Okay.
talking to you.
Okay,
So
good.
probably like a 5.
Okay,
Yeah.
not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. So we're gonna go ahead and go over what we're gonna do today. Our agenda. We're gonna go over some of that homework that you did last week and talk about that and review it and be able to process. We're also gonna talk about how you feeling. You see, you had a lot to talk about. We're gonna talk about how you feeling today and kind of prioritize some things
Okay.
to see how it's going. Then of course I have to assign you some homework
Mm-hmm.
again because that homework in between is what help us continue to help us when you're
I
not
actually
with
did
me.
the one you gave me.
Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So we're gonna sign some more, and then we're gonna talk about feedback. If you can give me some feedback, and then we're gonna summarize our session.
Okay.
Is that okay?
Yes.
So let's go back before we get into now. We'll just do an update from last week. So tell me what was going on with you.
Well, I know I've mentioned, and maybe I talked about this last session, but I know there was something more pressing last session, so we talked about something else. But school is just really getting to me. It's the last semester, and there's just so much that's expected from us. And even though I feel like I try to pace myself as much as I could and juggle everything, I just don't know if I'll be able to meet the deadlines.
Okay.
So I'm really, really concerned about that. It just gets me very anxious. I'm staying up late every day,
Okay.
which doesn't help with my health because I don't know. I feel like I'm falling asleep everywhere. I'm driving. I'm at a red light and I'm feeling sleepy. I get frustrated because I don't get to spend time with my family, and I hear it from them. When is school gonna be done?
Yes.
Like, I wish I
Yes.
could say,
Mm-hmm.
but I guess I feel like I'm pressured at the same time because if I'm not done, it means I just have to drag my family again for longer than what we had planned for. So
Gotcha.
I don't know. I know that's a lot. It's just that's been on my mind in the
Right.
past week.
So how can I hear you? What you're telling me is school. The
Yes.
school is affecting you because you got a lot of assignments due. You need to pace yourself, but it is also affecting your health because you're staying up late. You're irritable,
Yes.
and then it also is keeping you from your family.
It is.
And you're thinking, I got to get this done because if not, we bargained to finish here this semester, not another semester.
Right.
Is that fair to say?
Yeah.
Okay.
Absolutely.
So if we had to prioritize one of these things, what would you want to prioritize?
Definitely school. Definitely school. I mean, I got things going on with my sister too. She has stuff going on at work, and she wants me to help her with that. There's just a lot. But if you're asking me to prioritize today, I think I just really need to talk about school because I don't know if I'll be able to make it.
Okay. So you're telling me you don't know if you're gonna be able to make it. So what make you think you're not gonna be able to make it?
There is just a long list of things that need to get done before the semester is over. It's just a lot.
And how long do you have in this semester?
Probably about 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah, 4, 5 weeks, give or take.
So Tim, let's go back. Okay. So now we're gonna prioritize school.
Yes.
Did any of your homework have anything to do with your automatic thoughts as it related to school?
There was one
Okay.
in one of my classes.
Okay, tell me about that.
Yeah. We had to during the week think about any automatic thoughts that came up, and write about our feelings attached to that. It was very similar to the one you gave me. So it kind of helped because
Okay.
I was able to actually put into practice
Okay.
those. And then how we can, I think it was how to reconstruct the thought or something
Mhm.
like that. I try to do as much as I could. It's just hard to do the homework, but yet apply it to myself.
So I
I
got
feel like
you.
you know.
So okay, so let's go back. So when you're talking about school, so what were some of those automatic thoughts from last week?
If I don't complete
Mm-hmm.
my homework and my practicum hours,
Okay.
I may not graduate on time.
So I hear you saying, if you don't complete it, if you don't get these assignments done, then you won't.
Yeah.
You won't graduate. Okay.
Yeah.
So how did you feel when you thought about it?
Disappointed.
Okay.
I was upset
Mm-hmm.
as well, and more so with myself because I feel like I could have pushed myself during the summer a little more. Definitely disappointed. I was sad too at the same time when that thought came up, for the same reason of if I don't make it, I might continue to have to drag this, and I don't know if I can do it any more
Yeah,
long.
okay.
No, if I
Gotcha.
could do it any longer, longer than I have in mind, you know.
So you said you felt a little disappointed, then
Yeah.
upset and sad. How much did you believe those thoughts?
The disappointment,
Mm-hmm.
I definitely
Excuse me.
believed the disappointment.
Okay.
The sadness, I guess I believe the sadness as well, not as much as the disappointment.
Okay.
Because I
So
do
the
have
sad-
support.
Okay.
And the frustration, I'm frustrated, so yes.
Frustrated.
Yes.
And so when you have the thoughts of, if I do not complete this stuff, get my hours done and get my homework done, I won't graduate. And it had you feeling disappointed, upset, sad, frustrated.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do anything? Did you see any behaviors, or how did you relate what you were doing to that?
I was very snappy,
Okay.
irritable,
Mm-hmm.
because of the lack of sleep, I think too.
Okay. Okay.
So I'm just sometimes in a bad mood.
Okay.
I don't know, sometimes I have the attitude of maybe I just don't care attitude.
Mm-hmm.
I snap out of it really quick when I see an email though. But yeah, just irritable, I think it's more so than anything.
And so with these automatic thoughts, and then your homework, did you put if you thought differently, how it would affect you?
I didn't.
You didn't?
No.
Okay, that's fine. We'll put that for next homework assignment,
Okay.
but we'll get more to that later. So let me ask you something. So, you telling me if you do not complete this homework, then you do not graduate.
Right.
Do you have any evidence? And when I say evidence, something that you can actually see that's telling you this, or is these thoughts in your head?
I don't know. I think the only evidence that I have is that I have a list of things to do.
Okay.
Not necessarily things that are late,
Okay.
but just the things left to do.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Okay. So, worst scenario is you could not graduate.
Yes, that would be the worst case scenario.
Okay.
I hope that doesn't happen though.
So, what would be the best case scenario?
That I will be able to complete the assignments and check them off my list
Okay.
and graduate.
So you're saying that would be the best case scenario? Check them off your list and graduate. How would you think your feelings and thoughts would be then?
Definitely very positive.
Okay.
I think I would have my life back.
Mhm.
That's the way that I think about it.
Mhm.
Less stress, maybe less irritable too,
Okay.
because I won't have that pressure. So yeah, I think it would be very different.
And you know, that's all we've been talking about with the CBT model in our sessions is how your thoughts affect your feelings, and those feelings produce those behaviors. Remember that big triangle?
I do,
We do.
yes.
So Nancy, you told me you thought if I don't do these assignments, then I don't graduate. And you thought that affected your thoughts of upset, frustrated, sad.
Mm-hmm.
Then it caused you to show those behaviors of irritable, very snappy. But then you just said the best case scenario and how you would feel is if you graduate, and I seen that smile came over your face. So just that automatic thought of something positive had just changed. Kind of get it?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So when you're feeling and you're in that and you're feeling that frustrated, that overwhelmed, that what you tell me, that sad, that disappointed, does your body feel any type of way or?
I just get very restless.
Okay.
With the anxiety, I just get very restless. I don't know, I just feel a lot of tension and pressure
Okay.
in my chest more
Okay.
so than anything. So yeah.
Have you ever had that feeling any other time?
Only when there was something really big, stressful, in during some situation in our family.
Mhm.
That's probably the other time that I've experienced that.
Okay. So that sounds like those feelings is also causing your body to kind of have some feelings as well.
Yes.
Got you. So let's talk a little bit more about, so our prioritizing is your priority, you want to prioritize school. So as you say, you had those long lists, those 4 weeks, and the worst case scenario is that you don't graduate. So let's talk a little bit more about that. So if you don't graduate, then what?
If I don't graduate, I guess I could still complete my classes. If I don't graduate, then I will eventually maybe not walk with the graduation class, but I could
Mhm.
still graduate within the same month.
Okay.
So yeah, I didn't think about it that way. Yeah.
So let me ask you another one. Let's play, if you're talking to a friend, a family member, or even a classmate, what if your classmate is feeling this same type of way? What would you say to them if they came to you and said, Mariella, I'm just frustrated, I'm disappointed in myself, I'm sad because if I don't get these assignments, we have 4 weeks left of school, I don't graduate. What would you say?
I would try to motivate her.
Okay. Tell me a little bit more.
I'll probably say you can only do what you can do.
Mm-hmm.
At this point in the game, you just need to try your best and just give it your all, even
Mhm.
if it means sacrificing yourself a little extra,
Mm-hmm.
more than the usual, week per se.
Okay.
This does, this shall pass.
Okay.
It's not gonna last forever.
Mm-hmm.
And if you don't graduate, then you can still finish your classes, and eventually you will be done by the end of the year.
So how much do you believe what you just said?
Well, I never thought about it that way.
Okay.
I never thought about it that way. I guess I could apply that to myself.
Because you said it, so that means that were your thoughts. So do you believe what you would be telling your friend or classmate, what you just said?
I never thought about it, but now that I'm actually saying it, I think I do. I think I do believe that.
Okay.
Yeah.
So from what you just said, it's gonna go for us to go into our homework for next week.
Okay.
Okay. So as you wrote your automatic thoughts, and you wrote how your thoughts affect your feelings and what behaviors you display.
Mm-hmm.
So next week homework, what I want you is just to challenge that. How could you change that negative thought into a positive thought,
Mm-hmm.
and to see how you know, it affected. You think you can do that instead of
Yes.
thinking about if you was in that situation at that moment, what you could tell a friend or what you could tell a coworker or classmate,
Mm-hmm.
or go from there. Instead of
I
thinking,
could definitely try
you
that.
do that, okay?
Yes.
So let's do let's do a recap, a summary of what we had, what we've discussed today in our session. But I'm going to ask you to summarize. So can
Okay. I hope I don't miss anything though.
Oh,
I'm try to remember the best
you
I
can do it. I know.
Okay. You started with a new check.
Mhm.
Then we talked about our agenda. Then I told you about my crazy week at school.
Mhm.
We talked about my feelings about, just the thought of maybe not graduating.
Mhm.
And actually it helped because you helped me realize that, hey, it's not the worst thing that can happen if I don't
Mhm.
graduate. And you did that by, just having me think about what would I
Mhm.
tell a friend. So,
Mhm.
so that was very helpful. And then you just assign homework, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You got it. And the reason we did that because I want you to leave here knowing what happened and make sure you're able to apply it in that summer. So yeah, you did it. You hit it right on the nail. So
Okay.
as always, I ask for feedback and feedback of feedback or just how you feel. I know you came in here and you was anxious to talk and that feedback of yeah, or my homework didn't work, or however that feedback that you want to give me.
Mm-hmm.
So from our session, so if I need to tweak some things or not, then I can go from there.
I think today was very helpful actually.
Okay.
I don't think I have any feedback. I think it was, you put things into perspective for me today that
Okay.
I didn't think about. So,
And you're clear on the homework. The
yes,
next
and I
homework
used the
assignment?
same sheet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. Just use that same sheet that I gave you.
Okay.
Okay. So before we leave, we always have to do that mood check.
Yeah.
Because I'd like to kind of know how you're feeling when you leave here. So on that same scale of 1 to 10, with 10 anxiety so high and 1 is low, you say you was about at a 5. Are you still at a 5 or has it changed?
It's definitely changed. It's
Okay.
probably lower. It's probably a 3.
Oh, great. That's
Mhm.
good. Okay, so if you don't have any questions or anything else for me, I guess we can end our session.
Okay.
Do you have any
No,
last minute
I
thoughts?
think we're good. So next week will be the same time.
Same
right?
time,
Okay.
same place, we'll be here.
All right.
Okay.
Thank
all right.
you.
Thank you for coming.
Mhm.
All right. Just a little bit.